Spelling List 29 gives us a list of words for the pattern words in which we will be adding a derivational suffix. You see the words derivational suffix here at the top of my screen. When we add a derivational suffix to a base word or a root word, it forms a new word that has a related meaning. There may be a change in spelling or pronunciation because of that ending. The derivational suffixes we'll study in this lesson are ance and ence, which both mean the condition or state of or the act of, and then the suffixes ant and ent, which mean performing or causing a specific action, or being in a specific condition, or one who does or causes a specific action. And we're going to fill in this word sort together so that we are able to decide how we're going to compare these words and figure out their spellings. And it takes a little bit more than just plain old memorization to learn these new spellings. So the second thing I want us to do is to look at the four sections that they have on your word sort on page 114. We're going to begin with the ANCE, the first blank. So I want to look at my pattern words, and the very first word on the list, distance, would be a word that would go in the ANCE. So I'm going to go ahead and write distance in this first block. The second word that I'm going to write down, I'm going to look across at the ANT ending, and I want to find a word that has an ANT, and I see the very next word in the list of the pattern words to my left is distant. All right, if we're going to look at the next word that would go in the ANCE column, coming on down my list, the next one that I see is importance. So importance would go next under ANCE, and then across from that with the ANT, I want to write the related word important. All right, you are going to go ahead and fill in the ANCE and ANT words. I'm going to go ahead and begin talking about the ENCE, ENT words. All right, the very first ENCE word that I come to in my pattern words list is the word obedience. We should all know how to spell this one because of that song, OBEDIENCE, or OBEDIENCE. Yeah, obedience is the very best way to show that I believe. I had to make sure I was going to spell the correct use in that word in that song. And I go across from that, and I see in my ENT list that I want to write the related word obedient. All right, continue filling in your word sort, all four sections, as you go through the list. It's easiest if you go in order. We want our words to be able to match up, especially between the two related words like distance, distant, or obedience, obedient. After you finish filling in that word sort, you should notice that each word in the first column is similar to its opposite word in the second column. They have the same base words in most cases. Many of our English words include parts that come from other languages. The study of the origin of a word and the history of how changes made to the word from one language to another is called etymology. And etymology is one of the best tools that we can use to spell more difficult words. Because these are derivational suffixes, the meaning of the base word is affected by the meaning of the suffix. Together they form a new word that is related to the meaning of the base word but is not exactly the same as the base word that you begin with. You'll be able to use that word as different parts of speech in the sentence as you go through those derivational suffixes.